So shame seems to be a topic of interest, or that keeps appearing now that keeps wanting to be talked about. It's really interesting. And shame is something that's past. It comes from thinking something should or shouldn't have happened, or shouldn't have happened in that way, or that person shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't accept that behavior, or... Shame seems to pop up a lot around body too. It's interesting. It's like there's shame from body odor or body secretions, and like you can help that. Like there's anything you can do to not stink sometimes. Everybody stinks sometimes. Look at what you think stinking is. But it's so silly, like you can control that. Like you control what the body wants or needs or asks for. Like you can control hunger or desire. It's like trying to do that, I think, is what creates some kind of shame. And shame is twofold. You have this shame from past, like anytime you hear the word should or shouldn't, there's usually shame involved. And the other one is like, when I really look at it for myself, it's about, shame is about stifling desire. Wanting something. Either to be one way or the other. It's like children, they don't know what shame is. They don't. They haven't learned yet that there's things that shouldn't happen the way they happen. It's like, you know, when kids make lists for Christmas or for their birthdays, they don't hold anything back. Man, they write for days. They don't think, oh no, there's 35 things on my list. I shouldn't do that. That's not a good person, and I'm so greedy. And then they don't go down that road. They're just like, I want. And they fully let this I want live. But the crazy part is they're not attached to it happening. It's like this. There were times where I would go up to a window and I would see, I don't know, let's say a purse or a pair of pants or something, and I'd be like, oh, I would really like that. And I would like walk up to the window and I would look in and I would see how much it cost. I'd be like, oh, whoa, well, I'm never gonna have those pants. I can't afford it. And then shame would hit, like, oh, I'm so ashamed that I can't have that. And it doesn't feel like shame, but that's what it is. Somebody else can afford that, but I can't. And then it would just be like, close down the door of my desire right there. Boom, it just closed, slammed shut. And then I watch my children as they run up to, they look in the store windows, or we go into a toy shop or something, and they're like running all over like totally crazy, and they don't get anything. But what they do see, they bring with them. Oh, did you see that great cool dinosaur? And they play it for 5 days. And they might put it on their birthday list. And they may never get it, but that doesn't matter. Because the minute they wanted it, they gave it to themselves. There was no, I can't have that, it's not mine, I can't afford it, it's, I shouldn't want that, it's not a good thing to want, it's not very moral, I know what will other people think of me. It's not like that. It's like, I want that, and I begin to play as if it is already mine. Having the actual item is not a requirement to enjoy it. Yes, sweetheart? Can I do that in a minute?
Sure.
Thank you. Desire, shame, sexuality, those seem to go together too. Like, what would happen if you just let yourself desire even a physicality, a sensuality, a sexuality, an encounter? Really, what would happen if you just let yourself desire it? Let the want be there. It doesn't mean anything about you. You don't have to hide it. Not from yourself. Not from anyone. I had this deep burning desire to always reach out and touch people, like physically, like to reach out and touch them. And I felt ashamed for that. I felt like nobody will understand. They're gonna think I'm weird. It's not acceptable, public behavior. I would like just fall in love with people all over the place, and I would want to touch them and touch their cheeks and touch their skin, and talk to them. It's like I wanted to crawl inside them, and be with them, and like devour them. And it really was that feeling. And I was ashamed of that, and I didn't want to share that with anybody. I was like, nobody would even understand anyway. I'm weird, I'm really strange, I'm twisted, I'm sick, I'm perverted, all that stuff. And then there was like this fear, if I let this desire live, like if I just give in to this desire, then I'm going to go around like slobbering and drooling all over people and touching them and being like super creepy. Like the super creep. Like there's anything wrong with that. Anyway, that was the fear. And when I let go of that fear, and I let go, when I realized I couldn't control it anymore, there was a sensuality that opened in my experience that I just didn't even understand. It's happening to me right now as the wind is blowing on my face. It's like just being this big sense, feeling everything, like just feeling it, being it. And there's like this all over body pleasure and pain, there's no register anymore. They're the same thing. And I can have totally sensual experience right here, right now. And every time that I desire that connection with other people, I have it right here, right now. And I can either have it here because I let the desire live and I experience it. And I have that experience anyway. But it doesn't mean I have to share it. And I'm free to share it. Because I don't need to share it. Because the desire is alive. It's not even desire anymore. It just is. There's no shame. This is what I am right now. This is what I am.